and what to expect this year. So you want to introduce yourself first?
Yes, well, hi everyone. My name is Isabella Campbell. I'm a fourth year industrial and systems engineering student. And yes, I have attended two SHPE national conventions before. And then that's where I got my offer for GE Aviation my sophomore year. And then last year I did an internship with JP Morgan. And then I was in eBoard with Duncan last year.
Hi everyone, I'm Duncan. I too am in fourth year industrial and systems engineering major, go ISC, it's the only real major. I've attended 3 conferences before. This is actually going to be my 4th. And I've interned at GE Aviation, Morgan Stanley, Google, and I'm currently interning at Citibank. And 2 of those were actually from conference, so conference is the shit.
So for those of you that don't know what conference is, it's 3 days of networking with like industry professionals, but there are different elements to it. Like there are different tracks to the conference, but it runs from October 26th to the 31st. So yeah, this year would have been in person in Denver, Colorado, which would have been like super nice. But this is what we get. And then we're gonna be talking about like, how is it?
So the dates for conference are October 26th to 31st officially, but the events actually end on the 30th, so don't be fooled. You still have Halloween free. But although it says it starts the 26th, conference already started. It started yesterday. And we're going to get more into that now.
Yeah, so a couple of things that you should keep in mind is please upload your resume if you haven't done so already. If you already uploaded your resume but you changed it or someone reviewed it, don't not worry, you can upload it as part of the pre-screening process. If you don't know what the pre-screening process is, Duncan will talk more about it later. Also, please test your computer audio and microphone. Be mindful of like your time zone and syncing your calendar and also adding events to your calendar beforehand. And yes, you do have to dress professionally. Yeah, you can wear shorts, sweatpants, whatever you want, but please dress professional. Like keep in mind that like recruiters are most likely to like just have their like company polo or so, but it's better to be overdressed than underdressed. And those are like one of like the few things. Also your computer, I would suggest like just check that if you're in your apartment or at your place, your house, like go to a place where you have like a stable Wi-Fi connection. And then, so there are 5 different conferences within conference, but once you paid for like your conference ticket, you have access to all of these. So there's the academic conference, which is just like it has different tracks like diversity and inclusion. Graduate affairs is just for like academia or people that are going into academia. Then we have the pre-college conference, like very self-explanatory. If you're like a high school student and you're interested in like college and how to succeed in college, you would go there. Then professionals in STEM is just if you graduate already and you want to keep learning, they have like different topics and different discussions with other professionals. So it's a great networking opportunity as a recent graduate. And then you have SHPEitos. So SHPEitos is one of the conferences I really, really like. It's very like about empowering women in STEM. They have like different events. Events are open to women and men or however you identify. Like you don't have to identify as a woman or as a female to attend. So almost all events in SHPEitos, you do have to register beforehand because there's a limited, there are limited spots. So if you're interested, I would definitely like look into it before and add it to your calendar. It gets full super fast and I really recommend it because it's a lot of like companies that look for women. And then technology and innovation is just they lead discussions about like different technological solutions or different things that are coming into the market. So that's just about it. But like I said, your registration gives you access to all of these. So I would definitely check the calendar and then add the ones you're interested in. And most of them are hosted or like sponsored by companies.
Yep. It's important to note that these conferences, they split it into different conferences, but they're all like happening concurrently. It's not like sequential where like one goes after the other. Each event during conference is tagged with one of these 5 tags. And so there might be like academic and paper review and research presentation symposiums, which will be under the academic conference tag. So as you're searching your events and planning your schedule, you can filter the events by the tag of the conference that they belong to find the events that you may be more interested in. Also, if you're interested in doing some of the competitions available, those will fall under the technology and innovation tag. We're not going to go too much into depth with those competitions, as most of them actually started last night. However, that's something to note, that they'll be listed under technology and innovation if you want to go ahead and take a look. So the agenda for career fair, for conference, like I said, conference already started officially, but the week that's listed from the 26th to the 31st is like the official conference week. It's when we would have, like the week that we would have all flown out to Denver to be in person for. So what's happening already is some info sessions and academic conferences that are mostly for professionals. There's not too many events for us yet. So all the events for us are really going to begin next week. The 26th is just kind of an intro day, but this is the agenda for the rest of the week. So Tuesday, 27th is just going to be some afternoon info sessions. On Wednesday is the first real day of conference, where we're going to have info sessions throughout the day and hospitality suites at night. We're going to get into what each of these things are and what they mean in a second here, but just bear with me. Thursday morning, we're going to have a couple more info sessions during, like in the morning, and then at 12 p.m. So noon is when career fair starts on Thursday, and that's going to be available until 6 p.m. I have interviews listed here on Thursday, but I'll get more into that because interviews can already happen as of today. But this is like when on the calendar that it says that it officially happens, but I'll get more into that in a second. And then some more hospitality suites on Thursday. And then Friday is the last day of conference. You have career fair pretty much all day, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Interviews. The closing ceremony is around 5 p.m. And then we will celebrate virtually or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Saturday is like the last official day, but there's actually no events that are relevant going on that day, but I just included it because that's what the official dates on the website say.
So please, I would definitely encourage you all to check out the SHPE National website. That's where they have all of it. Like they have all the information. You can go to the tabs, attendees. You can go check out the entire list of companies that are attending, and they have different information. On the other hand, we have like, please be professional. Like we encourage you, like, please have your camera on. Don't think of this like college that, okay, yeah, I may be in class, but I can just take my phone and like be cooking or doing something else while like I'm listening. No, like take it as if you're an in-person event. So don't be slouching in your seat, don't be on your phone, have your camera on, interact, like pay attention, write down like important information, ask questions. That's the best way to stand out in person, and especially in this online setting. If you ask questions, recruiters will notice, and that's what you want. Because when you want to go talk to a recruiter, you want them to remember you and be like, oh, you asked the questions, or oh, you were like paying attention. So please, please, please do that. And like I said, have a notepad ready and have like a pen, so you can like be writing down important things that they may mention, and you never know what something that they mentioned could come up in an interview. So please do so.
One little thing I'll add to that is this conference being virtual, there's going to be very limited FaceTime with recruiters. And so you may not be able to pull a recruiter aside to have a 2-minute chat with them as you walk over as you would in a real conference. So, having your camera on, asking questions, whether it be through video or chat or whatever, having your name out there somehow is going to be the difference here. So like Isa said, during the sessions, and the sessions will be about any kind of topics, just make sure that you try to make yourself known in every way possible, because FaceTime is going to be very limited.
And even if you don't like a topic, like you're not very interested in a topic, but it's the event is being hosted by a company that you're interested in, attend. Like you never know how like that topic may be relevant to you. So I would definitely attend. That's how you get most interviews, just by attending, like because of the company and not really the topic, but pay attention. Like please do so. Like Duncan said, in this virtual setting, it's harder. So we need to step up our game.
Yeah. So as far as the sessions go, the sessions will be in kind of 2 categories. There'll be on-demand sessions and normal sessions. So normal sessions, or sorry, interactive is the word they're using. Interactive sessions will be similar to what we're doing right now, where everyone can be, unmuted if they're called on. Everyone can have their videos on or off. And on-demand sessions, it's like streaming. So it's like tuning in. So you can't really, show your face to the recruiter. So your only interaction there would be through chat. Every session for conference will be recorded. So just something to keep in mind. I'll get more into what all this means later, because I'm going to give you guys a walkthrough of it, but keep in mind that there's going to be interactive and on-demand sessions.
And also, on the other hand, please keep in mind that there's a capacity. So for pre-recorded sessions with a live Q&A, it's going to be 500. Live stream events, it's 8,000. And then like 250, and like Zoom rooms are 300. So being on time is already late. So just keep in mind that if you want to make it to that event, if you want to have a seat, 10 minutes before is the minimum amount of time that I would like log into an event.
Yep, absolutely.
Then hospitality suites. So in-person hospitality suites is like a more like relaxed event. It's sponsored by companies, and it's just like a networking event. Like there's usually like food and stuff like that. But in this case, I would just say like it's a way to interact with recruiters and get those interviews. Like it's like that bit of extra time besides events, like formal events or like info sessions. So use this time wisely. So it's like for more like extended conversations. Even though it's not like a more relaxed setting and it's usually later in the evening, I would still wear my professional attire. And I would still treat it like any normal formal event. Arrive early. In person, the waiting lines used to be like more than an hour and a half. So imagine this virtual setting, there's going to be capacity, like I said, plus the waiting times are going to be long, because if you can talk to a recruiter one-on-one, like I can spend 5 minutes. So that's going to add up, especially if you want to attend multiple hospitality suites. Hospitality suites are also sponsored usually by very big companies like Accenture, John Deere, like companies that hire a lot of people in Chef National, like during Chef Convention. So also check them out and keep in mind which ones are the ones that you want to attend.
Yeah. Keep in mind, so hospitality suites won't have presentations like some of the other sessions. They're just networking events. From what I understand and what I've been told, the way all of the hospitality suites will be interactive events. So they'll be, with cameras on, and likely they'll be split into like breakout rooms with recruiters. So you might be in a breakout room with a recruiter and 3 or 4 other students at a time, maybe more. Again, we don't know everything because this is the first time it's virtual, but this is what we've been told it's supposed to be like. But yeah, these are going to be interactive and just an extra chance to get that FaceTime, which is going to be very important for this conference. And then last, we have career fair.
So the career fair, very self-explanatory. But in this case, the career fair is like the very last like big event. And like Duncan said, convention already started. Like, yeah, it may be officially from the 26th to the 31st, but it already started. And usually from my experience, career fair is when they give like the very last interviews, or you get there and you're a really good candidate. And I don't know how many times I've heard from people saying, oh, I got there, I waited in line, and they were like, oh my God, man, you should have come earlier. We gave away all of our interview spots. So yeah, career fair is for you to like just be looking very last minute. No, your career fair started way earlier, and it's every single event that you attend to, every single info session. That's your real career fair. That's the real like going to the booth. If you still like are looking into your options, is like similar like a UF Career Showcase. You would go into a booth, you would make a line, you would stay in line, and then you'd be asked to like, you can talk to our recruiter. So what I would do is like check the floor plan in this case, like check the list of companies that are attending, have your top 5 in mind, like I would say top 10. Since it's virtual, you're able to stand in multiple lines at the same time. So I would have my top 10, be ready with information, be ready to ask questions, and keep in mind that your time is gonna be capped. When you talk to a recruiter, you won't be able to just stand there and like talk to them for like 10 minutes or so. No, like small talk, straight to the point, know your resume, like be ready, because in this virtual like setting, 5 minutes will run like super, super fast. And like I said, be prepared, and we're gonna talk more about how to be better prepared. Please don't go to a career fair not knowing what companies you're gonna talk to and just like, oh, let me see the list and I'll just like make the line. No, like make a plan, stick to your plan. And yes, the line may go long and like you may have another company, that's good, but have a plan. You cannot be waiting in line and like just hoping that the gods help you somehow. So please do so and be prepared. And like I said, Duncan's gonna explain more about the pre-screening process, the screening process, and then hopefully an interview.
Yep. So I'll go ahead and get into those, but just to kind of give you guys some measure of what Issa's saying, the career fair with the emphasis we're trying to make on FaceTime, you're only gonna have 5 minutes to video chat with a recruiter individually. If they really like you enough and want to chat with you longer, they'll extend for an extra 2 minutes. So that's a maximum of 7 minutes to talk to a recruiter, and you can only talk to 1 recruiter per company. So FaceTime is going to be super, super limited here. So like Issa said, prioritize, make sure you stand in the lines that you're interested in, and you know, don't waste time. But again, I'm going to show you guys how all this works here in a minute. So just keep those things in the back of your head. So here are some helpful links that we have for you guys. You guys can scan them on your phone and just bookmark them or whatever you want to do. This will also, this PowerPoint is being recorded. Did you set it to record? I don't, oh, okay. It is being recorded and then it will be posted so you guys can scan them later. But the first one is going to go ahead and send you to the conference homepage. The next one will send you to the conference agenda, which is just a list of all the events, and then the exhibitor list with all the companies. And last link, which I want everyone to take out their phone and do it now, is the conference WhatsApp group. We have a WhatsApp chat for all the Gators going to UF conference or SHPE conference. Go ahead and join it. We're going to be chatting the entire week. It is virtual, but still it's going to be good to kind of keep tabs on people and on everyone. In previous years, we used this chat for just about everything, where like the cool swag and the free food was. Obviously, we won't be able to use it for those things, but you know, we might use it to call out, hey, so-and-so company has a really short wait list. Hey, so-and-so company is looking for mechanical engineers. If you have this background, go and talk to Angela. Really good resource to stay connected. So everyone go ahead and join that. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to go ahead and do a walkthrough and show you guys the virtual platform, how this is all going to work. So like I said, conference started yesterday. So in your email yesterday, you should have an email that looks something like this, with your name, the login URL, and then your username and password. This is mine. And yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. So you got to go to this link here, shep2020login.com/login. Really weird link, but, and it's going to take you to this page. So you're going to go ahead and log in. If it's your first time logging in, you're going to log in with what they gave you, but then it's going to immediately ask you to make a new password. Just a heads up. So this is what the page looks like when you land on it. Okay, I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit. Do you guys see that all right? Okay, cool. So this is what the page looks like when you land on it. It looks like the lobby from the convention last year in Phoenix, for those of you who went. And so each of these banners is a link. So you can actually click here, you can click here. And the links are here on the left side as well if you have some trouble. So I'm going to go into each of these and show you how it's going to work. But again, your personal login information should have been sent to you guys yesterday. I can't really help you with that. I've had a couple of people like ask me like why they haven't gotten their login yet. I don't work for like SHPE National. I don't know the answer to that. All I do know is I can teach you how to use the platform once you have access to it. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to show you guys some of the resources that you guys should know how to use. So the first thing is going to be the most important, and I'm sure that we're all going to have to use it at some point. It's going to be the help desk. So you go in here, and during convention hours, so that's going to be like 8 or 9 a.m. until, oh, there it is. During the career fair hours. Okay, whatever. During 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. from October 19th, which is yesterday, until October 30th, this will be available. So I can chat with support, help myself, and whatever, and go to the SHPE booth and then chat with support. I'm not going to click on it because I don't want to bug the people who are already helping on the help desk. But if you run into any issues, if something's glitching out, you have problems and then someone can't help you, go in here and make sure you chat with someone live and they'll be able to help you out. Again, from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. So that's that. The next thing is going to be, where is it? Let's go to my agenda. So this is the first thing that everyone should kind of get started on doing. And so like I said, conference started yesterday. Up here, you can see all the conference dates if you scroll. So it outlines all the events day by day so that you can go ahead and heart them, make your agenda. And that way, and then you can enable notifications here. Oops. Then notifications here will pop up and tell you as your events are coming in line. So I'll go ahead and go back to the agenda. So I can go ahead and add something. So let's say the qualifier event for extreme engineering is today until 10 p.m. So oops. Okay. So success. I removed it. So I went ahead and hearted it. And so now when I go to my agenda, it should show up there, all the events that I favorited. And that's it'll show you the events day by day. So the convention agenda is going to show you the events every day. So like I said, it started yesterday. So you guys should go in probably tonight and start looking day by day the events that may interest you. And again, this is what I was talking about earlier with the tags. So you see that the design competition, the innovation challenge, these are all tagged with technology and innovation competitions. So tomorrow at 1 p.m., there's a convention readiness workshop sponsored by Chevron, and it's for the academic undergrad track. So you guys could actually attend this if you're interested in. And yeah, so it'll show you all the events day by day. So there is a couple events, like I said, there's one tomorrow hosted by Chevron for convention readiness at 1 to 2:30 Eastern. All the events should automatically sync to your time zone. Otherwise, that's something that you can go ahead and change here in profile and settings. You go ahead and hit time zone. So I'm going to go hit American New York since I'm currently located in Florida. Okay. So that's the agenda. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but everyone should go in ASAP and start selecting their events. That way they can keep track of what they're interested in. If you want to use that, that's great. Also, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and add things to your own Google Calendar or something. So just go ahead and keep those things in mind. The next thing is going to be my interviews. If a recruiter invites you to an interview, this will show up in here. Like it says, the interview room will unlock 10 minutes prior. Interviews are going to be 30 minutes on the dot, and they will not be able to be extended. So if a recruiter invites you to an interview, it's super at say 12 noon, it's super important if you're interested in doing that. Keep in mind, so a lot of these things, a lot of the people that are coming up here are students, but it won't be limited to students. You'll actually have professionals show up on these networks. And the access to those is going to show up in here. Okay, and then last and probably most important is the career fair and the grad expo and how that's going to work. So when you click on career fair, it's going to land you on this page here. And it's going to be separated by sponsor tier and companies. So these are all the exhibitors and what they're showing. So an important thing to note is, again, career fair doesn't start until I think the Thursday. So career fair starts Thursday, the 29th at 12 p.m. But you already have access to the career fair tab. Now, what do you have access to? Career fair is essentially split into, or let's say that recruiting here is going to be split into 3 different. Can't mute it. Okay. Career fair, it's essentially going to be split into 3 different phases. There's pre-screening, screening, and interviews. Those are your 3 opportunities to interact with a recruiter one-on-one. An interview is pretty self-explanatory. Screening is essentially what you have always done when you're in line. Jesus. Okay, when you're in line to talk to a recruiter at any kind of recruiting event. You know, you're talking to the recruiter, you show them your resume, you're having a conversation, they're screening you for an interview. That's what screening is. Screens are going to be limited to 5 minutes, which can be extended an extra 2. So if I want to network with Accenture, I'm going to stand in line, and then when it's my turn, I can have a maximum of 7 minutes to talk to 1 recruiter from Accenture. If they want to talk to me anymore, they have to give me an interview. Again, FaceTime is really limited. What a lot of people have already asked is, what's pre-screening? Pre-screening is before you get to talk to the recruiters. Here it is right here. So start your pre-screening. Pre-screening is you're going to tell the company, give them some info on yourself prior to getting to speak to them. So for Accenture, the pre-screening, it's asking me, please share your education details, your major, school, blah, blah, blah. So I would write something like 4th year, ISE, I graduate in December and next. And so there's 6 questions for Accenture's pre-screening. You can pre-screen with a lot of different companies. Not every single one of them has it up yet, but a lot of them do. What's this going to do is it's going to save you time for when career fair actually starts. The other cool thing about pre-screening is what I mentioned earlier, that interviews have already started. If you go ahead and pre-screen with any X company now, a lot of them will ask you to submit your resume. They have access to these resumes before career starts. So if I pre-screen with Accenture, give them my info, submit my resume, I could get an email from an Accenture recruiter tomorrow to schedule an interview for Friday. Interviews, like the booths have already opened up. So you can already be interviewing way before career fair and have that screen time with the recruiters. But yeah, pre-screening is essentially giving them the information before you actually get to talk to them. For those of you who have, for example, spoken to P&G, they usually make you check in on like the iPads and stuff before they send you to the correct person. That's what pre-screening is, because since you can only speak to one recruiter, they want to make sure that it's at least the correct recruiter. So go ahead and start pre-screening for all the companies that you're interested in. Again, but not all of them. For example, Discover here, the video isn't up, and then there's no pre-screening button just yet. Yeah. On the day of career fair, the pre-screening button is still going to be there, and then once you pre-screen, there's going to be the second button for stand in line. You can only stand in line once you pre-screen. And the way standing in line is going to work is, I can't really show you because obviously career hasn't started. But standing in line, it's going to open up a separate tab. In that tab, it's going to look something like this. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like yet. And it's going to have, you should have your camera on, you should be unmuted. And it's going to tell you your queue number. So it's going to count down from, okay, there's 10 people in front of you, 9 people in front of you, and eventually it's going to hit 0, and then you're up. So because it opens in separate tabs and stuff, you can stand in line for several companies at once, especially if you know that a queue is long. Now, be wary of this because you can advance to 0 in both lines at the same time. So it'd be pretty awkward if you're in the middle of talking to a recruiter and then the other recruiter, like the other tab opens up and like all of a sudden you have 2 recruiters on your screen, and you can definitely lose an opportunity if you misplay that. So I would only like open up a separate line if there's 2 really long ones, or maybe you're like closer to the front of a long one and you want to start another long one. That's just something to keep in mind. If you close that tab, you're going to be taken out of the line. So if you're worried that might happen, you can step out of the line. If you say that you need to go to the bathroom, you're going to step away, maybe you change your mind. All you have to do to exit the queue is close the tab. Sorry, I'm going to drink some water. Okay, so that's the way that's going to work. And like I said, once you're finally admitted, 5 minutes plus the extendable 2, and then eventually they can give you an interview offer if they so wish. Make sure you pre-screen now because you may be offered an interview without even speaking to them. Okay, I think that's pretty much it in terms of showing you guys how everything works. Does anyone have any questions? I don't really want to read chat, so if anyone has a question, please just unmute yourself and ask it while I have this open.
Yeah, I have a question. So
yeah, go ahead.
For the pre-screening, like the questions, for example, for Accenture, like do they have to be like well written, like a paragraph, or can it just be like quick, like, oh, I'm a 3rd year civil engineer, whatever? I don't know if you get what I'm trying to.
Yeah. I'll pull it up. The honest answer to this is I don't know. They haven't like I don't know any more than you do. I would say that this is just a pre-screening. They still want to talk to you. I wouldn't type out paragraphs. I would, just grammar, maybe like decent formatting, but don't go too far in depth and like give them sentences. So for a question like this one, it's asking for my major, school, degree I'm pursuing. I'd probably just write something like industrial and systems engineering major, the University of Florida, and then I'd put like, I don't know, standout. Like here, I'll type one up. So I put like industrial and systems engineering. And then I would say University of Florida. And then, I don't know, standout. It'd be like, go Gators. And then my degree, which is Bachelor of Science in Engineering. Graduation December 2021. I personally wouldn't bother putting anything more than that, just because that's what they're asking for. And again, these are just pre-screening questions. So like at the end of the day, like they're just checking these things off in order to talk to you and kind of know that going in. And it's supposed to be quick, right? Yeah, I mean, you only have 7 minutes to talk to them anyways. They don't want to like spend 2 minutes like reading each of your things.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So some of them don't have pre-screenings yet, but in order to know like when they do happen to add like the pre-screening, will we just have to check back like on each day just to see if like a particular company has added
As
it?
far as I know, yeah. You're just gonna have to check in. So most of them are supposed to have it. I just knew that Discover didn't, so I showed that as an example. Here, let's open up a random one. Chevron, let's see. So Chevron has their pre-screening open. Most of them should already have it. They were supposed to have it as of yesterday, Monday. It's pretty funny that like the top sponsor, Discover, like hasn't done it yet. But maybe they just don't even have pre-screening. But they're supposed to have it. So yeah, if you're interested in one that doesn't have pre-screening yet, I just check back to try to do it ASAP, because like I said, you can get an interview just from being pre-screened.
Gotcha, thank you.
Yep. Anyone else?
And another question actually.
Mm-hmm.
So on the agenda, like you mentioned before, there's like 5 different conferences. Do you have to like register for those conferences in order to like participate in some of the events?
No. So if you're registered for conference, you're registered for all the conferences. What these sub conferences mean is they're just an organizational system, just because like the conference used to be professional, and then they added like undergraduate recruiting and stuff. Now there's all sorts of things that goes on in SHPE conference, such as the competitions, such as diversity inclusion events under SHPEitos, such as like academia events, such as the career fair. These tags are just a mere way for you to organize yourself and kind of know the general kind of like sub umbrella of what each event is going to fall under, but you have access to all of them. It depends. Sorry, I kind of caveat on having access to all of them, because some of them may be like restricted to like professionals or restricted to graduate students, but it'll say in parentheses if like, see, like, so this one is like for registered attendees. This one is like anyone, all attendees. So they all have tags that'll help you kind of decide whether or not you're actually allowed in.
Gotcha, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any more questions?
We still have a few things to go over, and if we don't have questions now, we're gonna have like Q&A in the end.
Yep.
Or if you want to unmute yourself, feel free to put it in the chat.
Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much all we have for you guys for today. We're gonna have another session on Friday with a little bit of stuff touching interview tips and talking to recruiters, as well as breakout rooms for behavioral interviews, technical interviews, and resume reviews. So today we're only kind of really talking about conference and how it works and questions you guys may have. So if there's anything else that you guys are wondering, now's a good time to ask. Otherwise, yeah, that's all we got for you.
Just keep in mind that if you want a resume review, we're gonna have we're not gonna have that many volunteers, and we're not gonna have a lot of time. So we're gonna cap it at like, I would say 15 minutes. But keep in mind that we are reviewing resumes. We're not gonna be building resumes. So if you wanna participate in a resume review session, we encourage you to have like a full resume, so we can just like tweak it or like give you some feedback. Because like I said, we're a lot of people, so it's gonna be very limited. Then when it comes to technical, like I encourage you, as I like opportunity. Also, if you have a mentor, talk to your mentor. If you don't, like talk to any e-board member, they can help you about like technical or like behavioral interviews and stuff like that. And like we said before, conference already started. So please, please, please start attending events this week. Keep in mind that everything you do is being observed for a potential interview. And let's see, we have 2 questions. What is the deadline for pre-screening, if any at all? So there is no deadline. I mean, the deadline is before career fair, I would say, because after you do the pre-screening process, you're allowed to stand in line or join the queue. And then if we already submitted our resume, but we go to the resume review session, can we resubmit it? Yes. So you were resubmitted as part of the pre-screening process, or you go to your profile, or you can go to your profile and update your resume. So you can like re-upload it. At the same time, I encourage you all to go to tomorrow's LinkedIn workshop. LinkedIn is big, especially in this virtual setting. Recruiters always check your always check your LinkedIn. So you can add a picture, you can sync your profile picture with LinkedIn, and you can add your social media if that's what you want. You can connect with other attendees, so you can like expand your network, which is really good. And like Duncan said that now he's showing his profile. Please make sure that you have notifications on so you don't miss anything. And I'll honestly, at this point, I would just like star this website on your like, or make it as like, I don't know, your startup page. So this week you just open Google Chrome or whatever browser that you like, and like that thing pops up. So yeah, that's what we have for you today. And then, like I said, we're gonna be sharing this recording, and then we hope to see you all on Thursday so we can like do mock interviews and give you tips to succeed in a video interview. And please feel free to ask anything in the WhatsApp group. Like, don't be afraid. Like, we're here to help each other, so please do so. And just like ask anything like, hey, has anyone interviewed with this company before? Has anyone like done an internship with them before? Like ask, because a lot of people are able to help and willing to help. And thank you.
Yep. Who's nervous? Do a thumbs up thing if you're nervous. Okay, that's a good amount of thumbs up. Oh, it's okay to be nervous, especially if it's your first time. But, you know, just be yourselves. And the biggest tip that we can give you guys is maximize that face time. It's going to be very limited. So, you know, just make sure that anytime that you're in front of a recruiter speaking to them, that you really make the best out of it.
And one last thing, when it comes to FaceTime, remember that they're people. So like it goes a long way to ask, hey, how are you? How's your day? How's it been? Like, how's your experience? It goes a very long way compared to just being like, hey, this is it and I'm looking for an internship. No, like remember that they're people, small talk. I would suggest like read the news, be on top of like what's happening around the world, because you never know how that can sparkle like some kind of conversation, and it can lead to anything. So just, you know, get yourself like immersed in like topics and like in general what's going on, so you can like get that conversation started.
Yeah. And like little things like what you guys saw me, like when I put school in parentheses, I put Go Gators. Like those little things help you stand out as a person, like, and less of a robot, especially since it's all digitized. So just try to be as personal as you can whenever possible. Yeah, keep in mind, like they're going to be talking to, you know, hundreds of people in a day. So if you can stand out in any way, make sure you do that. Something else I wanted to say, but I forgot. Yeah, I don't know. Any more questions? I saw way too many thumbs up for nervous for as little questions as we're getting. So
I could ask another question.
go for it. Unload.
So Isabel, she was mentioning those events that were like at capacity. Are those in reference to the events on the agenda?
Yes, so if you go to the SHPE.org, like the National Convention website, when you do the frequently asked questions, because I was reading about it, it said, or like, will any events be full? And I'm gonna read it off the website. It says, yes, just like in any in-person convention, there's a max capacity for each session and event, so be sure you're early to get in. The capacity depends on the kind of event, so pre-recorded sessions with live Q&A, it's 500. Live stream events are 8,000. Collaboration rooms 250. The sponsor showcase 40 people, and then Zoom rooms are 300. And then it says all sessions will be recorded and made available in the on-demand library on the platform through October 31st. After that, they will be moved to another platform and all registrants will receive access to them for the next year until the 2021 convention. So the live Q&A sessions and the collaboration rooms will not be recorded. So I would suggest, like, since as you can see, it's going to be max capacity for a lot of things. And in this conference, like more than, I am sure, more than 5,000 people signed up. I would definitely stand in line 10 minutes before at least. And then the live Q&A, if you are really interested in a company and you want to attend, I would suggest attending, because since they're not going to be recorded, you don't know, someone may like ask a really good question, and like, so please try to do so. And in any case, honestly, it goes a long way as well if you can email your professors and be like, hey, I'm attending this conference, and you can let them know, like, this is what's happening, and it's like an online format. And some professors might be willing to tell you, hey, yes, attend. Some others might not, but like, it's just a matter of asking. It's the same as showcase at UF. Like, a lot of professors are like, they're like, oh, no class because there's showcase. So if you have class conflict, please reach out to your professor and see what you can do about that.
Gotcha. Yeah, actually, I did reach out to, I think Federico. I know like some people in my classes have exams actually during the showcase, and I don't know if there will be like any maybe like exceptions this time around because it's virtual. Because I know like sometimes you guys have passes. Yeah, so okay, reach out to like that professor.
Yeah, just ask, and in any case, they can just tell you, hey, sorry, like, we can't do that. But at least you asked, and you never know, like, maybe our professor can be like super understanding and be like, hey, yeah, we can schedule a makeup, or you can take it later or earlier. So I would just shoot them an email.
Thank you.
Of course. Like that.
So there's something else that I forgot about that I wanted to show people. So I showed you guys the agenda through the actual platform, but there's a different agenda. And so this is what this link is here. It's just on like the SHPE website. But if you go to here to the agenda for the convention, it sends you to here, the map your showcase. And this has the agenda of all the events, just like you would find in there. What's cool though, is you can search and filter by different tags. And so, for example, this is similar to what I was showing you guys earlier, just the days. But if I go here and do session categories, it goes a little bit more in depth, right? So there's diversity inclusion ones and strategic thinking, and there's a bit more. Then the other thing is session keyword. So if I do international, yeah, okay, it's not coming up now. I'm an idiot, but I forgot how to do it. There's a way that you can filter by different tags, and so you might find the companies that are through this one. You'll find companies that, for example, will speak to international students, and companies that are maybe looking for mechanical engineering students, etc. That's going to be through here. or just kidding. Yeah, that is through there. The exhibitor list. That's where it is. Okay, there it is. The searchable criteria. That's what I was looking for. So if you go into searchable criteria, right here, current opportunities, international opportunities, targeted majors. So we go to international opportunities, we'll find the 29 exhibitors. So these are all the companies attending conference that are looking for, that have opportunities available for international students. So that's one. And then the other thing would be targeted majors. So I'm an ISU major, so industrial engineering, let's see. So these are all the companies that are looking for industrial and systems engineering majors. So this is a different way to filter the agenda. Again, this link is available through here and here. So if the one on the actual conference portal and here is a bit confusing, this one might be a bit more useful to you guys. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much all we got. Last kind of tips. Remember that this is SHPE conference. The recruiters are usually SHPE veterans themselves. Most of the recruiters, this isn't their first conference either, or this isn't their first SHPE conference. So, you know, the most, if you're always looking for something to relate with the recruiters, just talk about SHPE, being Hispanic, opportunities through SHPE. That's always a really good like point. And you know, you think that'd be pretty intuitive because it is SHPE conference, but a lot of people attend SHPE conference that have never been involved in SHPE in their lives. So if you're involved in SHPE and you can share that with the recruiters, that's always a really good way to maximize that face time. Okay, yeah, that's all we got for you guys. So if there's no other questions, we'll go ahead and end the meeting here.
And thank you for attending. And tomorrow, please, if you can learn more about using your LinkedIn for the best. And then on Thursday, we're gonna have mock interviews. It will be starting at 6 p.m. And then I will break you into like breakout rooms.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Be on time.
I just have chat open. I do see that there was a couple questions in chat. I don't know if we answered all of them. Gabe, can I be in multiple wait lines at the same time? You can, but you will also advance in them at the same time. So like what I said earlier, if you get caught talking to two recruiters at once, it might be a little awkward. So it'll tell you your spot in line. So just take that into account if you're going to wait in multiple at the same time. To wait in multiple, you just hit like wait in line and it'll open a separate tab. To leave that queue, you just have to close that tab. Anyone know how Gator Career Closet is working this semester? I don't know if it is. From last I heard, it might not be. Isa, can you confirm?
I honestly do not know, but I don't think it's open this semester because of COVID.
Hello. Yes, it is open, but it is very limited. So I know that they're taking a lot of like minimal people, so you have to like make a reservation ahead of time. So if you do want, now is the time to make that reservation at the Career Closet. Don't know if they still have options available because some people might have already taken it, but definitely look into it because I do know that they were open. And also specifically to Alex was before, but I did send in the chat an excuse form if your professor is really picky about it. But typically you don't need an excuse form. You can just talk to them. If they do say like, no, I need an excuse form, it has to be signed, it's in the chat and I'll post it on Facebook later.
Cool. Yeah.
Thank you, Faye.
It is virtual, so you don't need the whole getup. So as long as you can get a suit or like a jacket, a blazer, and a shirt, that should be good enough. You probably should wear a tie to most things. It's a bit more optional, but something to keep in mind. Deadline for pre-screening. I think we answered this one, but yeah, there isn't a deadline. You can pre-screen during career fair if you want, but the sooner the better because you can get opportunities from doing it before. If we already submitted a resume, we go to the resume review session. Can we submit it? Yes. And you can put it on your profile and you probably have to be asked to resubmit it for each pre-screen. If there's no pre-screening available, is there anything else we can do to connect with that company? Unless they have an info session, hospitality suite, or something else, there is not. You kind of just have to wait till career fair. So yeah, hopefully they have a screening open. Okay, any other questions before we close the meeting out here? Of course, no problem. Sorry, I didn't get to it earlier. I wasn't looking at chat. No problem. All right, thanks everyone for coming. We're gonna have a part 2 on Thursday for just interviewing and talking to recruiters. And then we're gonna do some breakout rooms then for reviews and practices. So if anyone's interested, same time, 6 to 7 p.m. Thursday, we'll send out a Zoom link. Okay, bye everybody. Have